They'll be fighting. We waited a long time, and now we've got this fight. He misses with that straight left. Good job defending the jab. Beautiful counter shot. The straight right just misses. Those counter punches have to hurt. Nice counter. Nice breeze in the air, and this has to feel so foreign to these fighters, Johnny, as they box outside.
It's been a long, long day, Todd. They've been drinking, they've been out in the sun, they've been having a good time, but this is what they've been waiting for. This crowd can be very unpredictable, and by the sense of it, it's nighttime now. They're waiting for the big fight. There's a lot of pressure on these fighters' shoulders to get that job done and perform.
No rest for the weary. And he wasn't ready for that counter punch. Only catching air with that hook. Nice counter shot. Halfway through the round, I'm not sure who's winning it.
Skill for skill, tap for tap. She's like a match made in heaven.
How about that time counter shot? You'd like to see more jabs. Every time they drop their guard, they get caught. Well done with that counter shot. Every time they throw a shot, they get countered. If you're a counter puncher, then basically you do the counter attack. You let them get their punch off first, and then you answer in kind.
They have got great ring IQ. Counter punches are the best.
Not a lot of defense here at all. Catch and shoot. Swing and a miss with the jab. They exchange punches. A very competitive round with 10 seconds left. Let's talk about Janibek in that last round. On to the second round. They've got all the momentum on their side after that last round. Let's see what they do here.
Todd, my motto is, if it's not broken, why change it? An excellent last round, everything works. Wait for the reaction. Until then, keep doing what you've just been doing because you've won that hands down.
We've seen this fighter in the past go 12 rounds and not have a mark on their face. That's what happens when you stick and move, you hit and you don't get hit.
Outside fighters create so much unpredictable movement. Move left to right, box forward, box backwards. You don't know if they're going to attack or defend. Nightmare fighters.
Gotta let your hands go a little bit. It's okay to be aggressive now. Failing to score with that right hook. There's a counter shot. A lot of people love watching fighters in this weight class because they've got the speed and they've got the power. It's knockout or bust for both of these fighters. Nice exchanges from both men in this round.
Perfectly matched, skill for skill, tap for tap. Now this fight will say, you know what, I'm just that notch above you, and so I've got to respect both of them. More than happy.
Hook misses. This fighter has determined that they can walk through any punches that their opponent throws, and that's a very confident spot to be in.
Todd, you know what? Sometimes when I've done in the ring with fights like that and you punch them, you just want to run. You want that spaceship to come and lift you out of there because you think, what the hell am I going to do now?
The perfect counter lands. Both men step back for just a moment. Throwing the hook, but it doesn't score. Starting to take some deep breaths now, but still fighting hard. Despite what the judges' scorecards read, there are no losers in this one. Let's talk about Janibek. On to the third. Coming off that great round, let's see if they can build on momentum here.
Todd, my motto is, if it's not broken, why change it? An excellent last round, everything works. Wait for the reaction. Until then, keep doing what you've just been doing because you've won that hands down.
Amir Khan is rocked! And he just put Amir Khan down. Let's watch that again in replay from a different angle.
You're right, Todd. What a shot.
The referee deems they can continue, but this might be a big mistake.
Todd, he's up. I'll be surprised if he makes it back to the corner. And if he does, will he get back up from the stool again? That was a shot.
Has to be careful for that receipt. It's always coming. Beautiful counter punch. In the build-up to this fight, Johnny, this power puncher told us, listen, I don't care if it's round 1 or round 12, I've got enough power and confidence to end this in one shot.
That power might be the do or die. That power might be the equalizer.
Insane action. Punch, counter punch. They've got to pick things up halfway through the round here.
It's that forever hope. Remember the fight at Evander Holyfield? He could be behind on points until the last 10 seconds, but he's fighting like he's going to pull it back. That's the kind of hope we need to see.
He misses with that jab. As we burn through these rounds, this aggressive fighter continues to come forward, seemingly with endless energy, Johnny.
Sometimes when you have a fight, the best way to beat a fight is not give them what they want. Because they want to get you there. They want you to stand there toe-to-toe with them and have a tear. That's what they do in the gym every single day of the week. What you've got to do is you've got to frustrate them as they set their shots. Get out of the way. And they'll get so angry, so frustrated because they can't work.
He threw a punch and just got countered. Misses with the straight left. The winner of this surely will get a world title shot. A perfect counter shot. Let's talk about Khan in that last round. There's the bell for round 4. He couldn't finish him off in the last round. Let's see what this has in store for us.
What a heavy knockdown. How are they going to come back from that? They staggered back to the corner. They've got to freshen them up, alert them again, get them back on point again. This round, they've got to coast around. Don't get involved. Give yourself another 3 minutes to get your head clear.
Every time he throws a punch, a receipt is coming right back. He got out of the way of that right hook. And he scores with the counter. How nervous would you get when you know you're facing a big puncher like this that can seriously hurt you?
Middleweights always gives us a class. If you've got two class middleweight fighters, you are in for action. I'm quite sure right now, if you know your boxing, there's a certain fighter, I would just say marvelous, but some fighters were unbelievable at middleweight.
They miss with the jab. That hook is parried away. Good counter punch. Tough to be a judge in this fight as both fighters have had their big moments.
They're so close, so close. How can you separate them? It's going to be a hard night tonight for the judges.
The work rate is down. The head isn't moving as well, Johnny. Fatigue is starting to set in.
Look back in the history books. Some of the best fighters in the world were the middleweights. Yes, the glamour division is the heavyweights, we know. But I'm telling you now, you look right there. These guys are on it. Fast, sharp, powerful. But it hurts, and you can imagine that being you. They're the size of an average man.
That counter shot lands. Nice counter shot. That hook's blocked. Has to be careful for that receipt. It's always coming. When are we going to see a jab from these two? Nice counter. This round's still up for grabs with just 10 seconds to go. Let's talk about Jonathan. There's the bell to start round 5. This fight has been very one-sided. What are we going to have in this round?
Todd, my motto is, if it's not broken, why change it? An excellent last round, everything works. Wait for the reaction. Until then, keep doing what you've just been doing because you've won that hands down.
That jab misses. We've seen in the past from this fighter, they don't get concerned when they lose some of the earlier rounds because they know they've got that power that can strike at any moment.
It's the one who draws first blood, Todd. That's what you've got to look at. If you're there and you know you're in there with a banger, you've got to be on it, but you've got to be confident.
A big whiff with the right hook. Cue up the replay machine. I have got to see that again.
I've got to see that again.
So they're back on their feet, but let's see how much they have left in the tank.
He's got to waste time. Step behind the referee. When he comes in close, tie him up. The referee's then got to paw you. Walk around the ring. You've just got to make the most of it because if you let him jump back on you again, he's going to get momentum and pull you down again. And that's a lot of points to lose in the round.
We're at the halfway point, and there's no doubt who's won this round so far.
No doubt at all. You can see who's winning. You can see who's got it in hand. You can see who's comfortable. Or is it a bit of a mousetrap?
Not a lot of punch output. Thought there might be more action here. That counter punch caught him clean. That jab doesn't score. Good counter punching. They're both trying for a knockout. you think the pace will slow down, it picks up. We wanted action, and they are delivering. Final 10 seconds here, unless we get some late drama. I think we all know who won this round. Let's talk about Yana. Let's start the 6. It's been a nightmare so far. What can they do to turn this around?
2 knockdowns, and you're coming back from that. That's near on impossible because your head must be all over the place. Your legs will feel like jelly. What can they tell you in the corner? All they can do is wake you up. They can't even go into game plan.
Nice counter punch. You can tell one of these fighters is starting to fade. What does he need to do to get back in this contest?
Now you've got 2 fighters that are absolutely shattered. What gets you through? Willpower. Calm, because if you panic, you get desperate. If you get desperate, you make mistakes. If you make mistakes, you get knocked out.
They've got to use their jab better in this fight. And he scores with the counter. Do you believe what we are seeing? Can't land that jab. Every time they drop their guard, they get caught. There's no doubt that this fighter's power can change the fight around in an instant. You can't afford to make one single minor mistake.
The middleweights are the best you can ever come across. Obviously, the glamour weight is the heavyweight, but the middleweight is the size of the average man or woman. When you get in there and you're letting the shots go, you've got power, you've got speed, you've got pace.
Oh, and that changes everything. And down they go. How about that impact? Let's see that again in slow motion.
That's like...
Apparently, it's going to take more than that to keep this fighter down.
But now it's about getting back to the corner, freshen up, get new instructions given to you, and they've got to G you up. They've got to tell you what you're doing wrong and what you're doing right.
Not a lot of punch output. Thought there might be more action here. And just as quickly as it slows down, it heats back up. And he dropped him. The perfect sniper shot. Let's watch it again one more time. Let's talk about Yana back in that lap. Here comes round 7. We're hoping for an all-action slugfest. Good counter punching. Back and forth they go. Beautiful counter shot. Couldn't land that jab. That counter shot lands. What do you think of this fight so far, Johnny?
They know the second they touch you, it's done. They're that powerful.
Every time he throws a punch, a receipt is coming right back. Catch and shoot. So much for boxing. This is a fist fight. Good looking right hook, but that was blocked. Has to be careful for that receipt. It's always coming. Just when you think they're going to have a lull in the action, we get it heated back up. What do you think of what we've seen so far from these two boxers, Johnny?
What can they change? Can they slow the pace down? Can they hope to knock them out early? What can they do? They've got to concentrate and relax. Because you know what you can do in the gym, you can do it in a fight. They've got to relax.
This fighter expending a lot of energy in this round. You know the scorecards are going to be all over the place in this one. Let's talk about Khan in that last round. We'll see how much endurance these two fighters have.
You cannot...
And there's the bell for round 8. Was 1 minute enough time for them to recover after what we saw last round?
Exerted a lot of energy in the fight so far. Now they're shattered. This is what you call championship rounds. If you have done the work, slept right, ate right, prepped right, I'm expecting you to get through this. If not, if you've cheated, the ring can be the loneliest place in the world.
Trying to land that jab. Which one of these athletes is going to be the first to get rocked? This fighter's sort of the death by 1,000 paper cuts approach. He'll hit you 1,000 times before you can land one.
You've got to ruffle their feathers, Todd. You cannot let them get comfortable, drag them, get them complaining to the referee, because once somebody with excellent foot speed and excellent power gets into the rhythm, the fight is over.
The only fear you have with this fighter is, has he punched himself out? Just missed with that hook. When you're a power puncher, you're not as concerned with how many punches you throw. It's about how many you land and how hard they are.
You've got to be courageous when you get in there with someone that's bigger, stronger, and faster. You've just got to use brain then.
Nice counter shot. Nice counter. Caution is being thrown to the wind. There's a counter shot. Just when you thought we'd see a lull in the action, here we go again. Not a lot of punch output. Thought there would be some more action here. What heart, what desire, but at what cost? Amir Khan in some real trouble. And down goes Amir Khan. And look at that body shot. They couldn't have thrown it any better.
A shot from the god.
The judges have spoken.